The thing is, through knowledge, we have various theories, interpretations, and it is anekanta. Anekanta means various conclusions can be drawn from there. And not only that, many times we may convince ourselves intellectually. And we know. This, though it is very difficult to know, but somehow we are convinced also. But when it comes in our life, then it is not translated. Say, for instance, all should see, that everything is God. But what happens? When we are in a class, that will come. After the class, then we see not all God, say like this, some are matter, and someone may be enemy, some are friend, and also like, say, tiger. You cannot converse with the tiger. If you go closer, it will devour you. So, the theoretical knowledge is not conforming to the practice, not in conformation with the practice. But in a divine life, we see extraordinary things. So it is easier to understand, like there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita, yam labdhva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tatah. So one should acquire something, like even philosophy, it is possible. It is possible and people attain it. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma, everything is Brahman. And aham brahmasmi, as we explained last night. People experience it. But most of the time, it is intellectual. We need to translate that intellectual ideas into practice. And it is very difficult without seeing a divine life. Yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tatha yasmin sthite na dukkhena yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalle. So even you are in difficult situation, maybe in war zone, maybe you are being blamed or whatever, you are in great turmoil, but you are not affected by that. Is it possible? Something, you might doubt that some sorrow may be there. Say Sri Ramakrishna, he was suffering from cancer. And sometimes he would say also, oh, it is hurting, oh, I am in pain. Then what is the difference from us and him? But as Hari Maharaj saw him, that he told also that you are saying that you are in great pain, but I see you are in bliss. Another time it happened that Hari Maharaj asked very closely, don't you feel all these things? Then he said, body is like matter. Changes will happen in body. And a person is a monk. It is not the body. Monk is different from this body. That means mind. He is the person who has understood, understood not only that, realized. The person who is realized is different from body. So in body some pain will be there. And if I am in a bad vehicle, then there will be some jerk or some difficulties. But that will not affect me. See, like the body will be affected. So, what is the point then? that in the life of Sri Ramakrishna we can see that he is distinguishing body and mind and his own self when he is in samadhi. While talking about mother, he goes into samadhi, and doctor said that it is very dangerous for him. Why he says so? Because when his mind is absorbed in divinity, he is not bothered about what is happening to body. And body cannot keep that force. So this is in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Similarly, we also see in the life of Holy Mother. In amid the chaos, she is living a quiet life, indrawn. So whatever Gita says, it's only an outer statement. But in the life of Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother, we see greater manifestation. Another point is the Mahamaya or Yogamaya. We'll see that how Yogamaya comes in the fruition of this Ramakrishna Leela. Ramakrishna Leela. Otherwise, mother would go immediately after Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna. So it is by holding Mahamaya, Mama Maya Durattaya. It's very difficult. Mameva ye prapaddante mayametam tarantite. And it is inscrutable. You cannot explore what it is. And you'll see how mother also is as if entangled in this world. But mother is not entangled. Holy Mother used to say that whatever happens, but I feel a picture of peace and bliss is kept in my heart. So all the turmoils was not any cause for her suffering. It happened because it happens in body, even in mind also. But in her being is totally away from that. This is beautiful. This we can find only in great life, divine life. Okay, with this introduction, let us go forward.
All right. So we're on.
Hope in the point I said it is clear. Like whatever principle that we read in scriptures, in books, that practical demonstration that we see in holy lives, especially in incarnations. And that is what we are reading. That is why it is very important. And it's easier for us. We are devotees ultimately. So number one, it is only available in divine life. And number two, it's easier. Devotion is easier. But the problem is we should not be sentimental. We have some ideas and then we are arrested there. No, we have to keep our exploration on. Exploration should be there. Then only we can know more and more. The story is known. Why should we read? So that new light will come. Let's say Ramayana, story of Ramayana is known, but still people read it. Why? Because of getting inspiration and getting new lights. So that is the purpose. Okay. Go ahead.
We're on page 278. One day, Holy Mother said to Surabala, "Look, one should always do something. Work keeps the body strong and the mind pure." She said to Aunt Banu, You remember previously when I was in Jairambati, I was engaged in household work day and night. Holy Mother took Surabala's hand and said, "Look, Golap is busy all the time. One can cut the bond of attachment by performing action, and then comes non-attachment. One should not live without performing action, even for a moment."
Yeah, so like duty, one should perform duty. Swakarmana tamabhyacham siddhim vindati manava. Gita says that one should perform one's duties. If you don't do, what happens? Always it pinches, oh I did not do, oh I did not do, oh I did not do. So to avoid that I did not do, one should perform and then forget. Forget means not to uh, not to expect any results out of it. But we expect results. People should be happy, people should appreciate. That should not be there. One should perform one's duties, but after that, one should forget its for its results. Okay.
So Surbala began to do some housework. Thus, the mother's household ran smoothly for a year. Once late at night, Surabala went to the bathroom downstairs with a lamp in her hand and saw a thief break a window and enter the kitchen. She screamed and then fainted as the thief ran away.
Okay,
Members of the household rushed to the kitchen. Huh?
What page are you reading from?
Now I'm on 279.
Okay. One day Holy Mother said to Surabala. That one?
Right, exactly. That's where we started.
Okay.
Now we're on the next paragraph.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Members of the household rushed to the kitchen and revived Surabala, but this incident made her mental condition worse. Holy Mother decided to return to Jairambati with Surabala and Radhu. Yogin Ma then suggested that Radhu and her mother should be sent to Jairambati, and a nurse should be engaged to look after Radhu. The Calcutta devotees would bear their expenses, but Holy Mother should stay in Calcutta. Holy Mother listened to Yogin Ma's suggestion, but did not respond. She had had a vision of Radhu in Jairambati being treated carelessly by her insane mother and saw that the baby's life was in danger. She later described her vision. While I was performing my morning worship in Calcutta, I saw various scenes in which Radhu was in horrible situations, as one sees the change of drop scenes in a theater. I saw Radhu's mother in a pitiful condition. She threw a little puffed rice to Radhu, who ate the rice, dirtied by the dust and straw in the courtyard. Surabala tied red and blue threads around her arms like a crazy woman. The other children of the family were eating puffed rice with sweets. Having these visions one after another, I felt as if I were drowning, as if someone were forcibly holding me underwater. I realized Radhu's condition would be like that if I left her with her mother.
See, this is very important. What she said, that the other children, having these visions one after another, I felt as if I were drowning, as if someone were forcibly holding me underwater. So later this will be explained. You know, this happens when we are entangled in this world. You know, like if you are infatuated with a beautiful face, you know, then you are stuck there. So I am just indicating. So this is Mahamaya entangles like that. And mother felt that. So it will be clarified later. Okay, go ahead.
This vision so upset the mother that she left her asana and went to Yogin Ma, told her what she had seen, and said that it was not possible for her to stay in Calcutta without Radhu. Holy Mother, Surabala, Radhu, and Nil Madhav returned to Jairambati toward the end of 1901. Later, one day in Jairambati, Holy Mother narrated the following vision that she had of Yogamaya to Kedar Datta, later Swami Keshavananda. After the Master's passing away, I felt that my life was empty. I was praying to the Master, asking why I should keep my body. Suddenly, in a vision, I saw a girl of 10 or 12 years old, dressed in a red cloth, moving about in front of me. Immediately, the Master appeared, pointed to the girl, and said, "Take her as a support and live. Many spiritual seekers will come to you." The next moment, both he and the girl disappeared. Another time, I was seated on the same spot, facing west, and I saw Surabala, who was then totally insane, dragging some cotton shawls and saris under her arms to the other side of the courtyard. Crawling behind her was Radu, crying. As I watched this scene, I shuddered and my heart was pierced with agonizing pain. I ran to Radu and held her in my arms. I thought, who will look after the poor thing if I do not? Her father is dead and her mother insane. Immediately the Master appeared and said, "This is the girl you saw before. Take her as a support. She is Yogamaya."
So this is Yogamaya. So it is divine, inscrutable, how that Yogamaya binds us in this world. So Bhagavan said that do ajopi sannavayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san. I am abhyatma. That means that I am the self which is let me. Though I am unborn, of changeless nature, and Lord of beings, yet subjugating my Prakriti, Maya also, Prakriti, I come into being by my own Maya. So this is like holding something. If it is like this, suppose a painter or a writer is free, but all of a sudden an idea comes and he's mad with that, and he must translate those ideas into either in poetry or in stories or in painting. So that first thing when it comes, it is like controlling by that power of Maya. So like a person is happy, but all of a sudden something happens, he is infatuated with someone, and his story starts. So this is one thing that we have to see. How? But there is a difference. When God holds that power, that means what? He is the master of Prakriti, master of Maya. But we are like slaves of Maya. This is the difference. Yeah. So Mayadhish and Mayadhin. We are under the spell of Maya. So to keep Holy Mother in this world, Sri Ramakrishna gave a supporting tool by the will of his great Mahamaya. And that's why Radhu came. And that's why Mother also pain for her, to care for her. So this is very important. That crawling behind her was Radhu, crying. As I watched this scene, I shuddered and my heart was pained with agonizing pain, pierced with agonizing pain. I ran to Radhu and held her in my arms. So infatuation comes. One should be very, very careful about it. It is enslaving. Her father is dead and her mother is insane. Immediately the Master appeared and said, "This is the girl you saw before. Take her as a support. She is Yoga Maya. Mama Maya Durattaya. Bhagavan said in another place, it's very difficult to cross my Maya. But only those who worship me. Mame vaye prapaddante maya metam tarantiti. In another place he says that this is inscrutable. It's difficult. We cannot explore this. We cannot inquire about it. All this happening, what we are talking about, all this in the story. The writer of story is outside. We cannot ask the question, who is the writer? Why he wrote? We cannot. Because this is in the story. Okay, go ahead.
As soon as Holy Mother took Radu in her arms, Maya entered her divine body, meaning that her mind became drawn to worldly affairs. She told a monk, "There was no Maya in my body before Radu's birth. The very moment I took Radu in my arms, Maya entered me." Holy Mother's life became...
Just a minute. And she took it gracefully because she knew that she has to continue this, and the order has to come, and this world should run not only destructive but some constructive. And that is why her involvement was very important. We are blessed by her presence. Otherwise, no light. In and through her life, we see light. Yes.
Holy Mother's life became inextricably entwined with Radu's. They were almost inseparable. The mother fed her little niece, dressed her, entertained her, and put her to bed. To outsiders, she appeared to be inordinately attached to Radu. One day, Swami Vishwaswarananda, a disciple, said to her, "Mother, why are you so obsessed with Radu? Day and night you talk of nothing but Radu. You seem to be terribly entangled in the world. Many devotees come to you and you pay no heed to them. Is such attachment good for you?" Holy Mother had heard similar complaints before and had always said with her usual humility, "We are women and I follow my womanly nature." But this time she replied in a rather animated voice, "Where will you find another like me? Try and see. Let me tell you something. Those who constantly contemplate the supreme reality develop a subtle and pure mind. Whatever object such a mind takes hold of, it clings to with tenacity. People regard this as attachment. When lightning strikes a building, the flash is seen in the glass panes and not in the wooden shutters."
Yeah. So this is a very, very important statement. Where will you find another like me? Try and see. Another time somebody say, "Mother, you are very simple. Like divine being, and here she is in rags, not in good attire, like a simple sari. What is this?" So she said, "Okay, yes, I am very simple, but find another simple like me." It's extraordinary. Let me tell you something. Those who constantly contemplate on supreme reality develop a subtle and pure mind. Subtle and pure mind. In that mind, whatever comes, that comes in say like this, you can see. If you are meditating and your meditation is concentrated, you are not thinking anything, even a pin drop will be like a thunderbolt. Even a pin drop will be thunderbolt, because whatever comes in pure mind, it is multiplied by many times. So that's what Mother said, that let me tell you something. Those who constantly contemplate on supreme reality develop a subtle and pure mind. Whatever object such a mind takes hold of, it clings to with tenacity. People regard this as attachment. See, Swami Vivekananda said that our mind should be such that whatever we are doing, we should use 100% of mind. But what happens? We do, like we are checking messages and listening to a talk, and then somebody came, offered some tea, and we drinking tea and listening the talk. All kinds of things. Mind should be one-pointed. But this does not happen with us. But those who contemplate on God, their mind is like that. And Swamiji said that mind should be ready to grab anything, but any time it can leave also. And that happened in mother's life. In her last days, Radhu came and said, take her away. I'm no more interested in Radhu. So she removed Radhu. Radhu started crying. But that did not deter mother. So this is very important. And when lightning strikes, now she gives an example like Sri Ramakrishna. A building strikes a building, the flash is seen in the glass panes and not in the wooden shutters. See, glass panes are very subtle. So, effect you can see there, but not what is gross like wood. So this is very important. And the great lives, what they do? They use this power for the good of people, good of the world. That is why, like you can see, say wars are going on and various things are going on. But the saving grace is such a great one. Their wish is supreme. Anything like small things cannot affect that. That is why, Buddha is worshipped for thousands years. Christ is worshipped 1,000 years. Rama is worshipped 1,000 years. Krishna is worshipped 1,000 years. Thousands, millenniums. So it is possible because of their subtle power. Very, very strong. Powers are, that atom bomb, very subtle. That's why it is more powerful. Similarly, the power of spirit is unsurpassable. So when mind is pure and it is for the good of people, then it is supremely powerful. Okay, go ahead.
On another occasion, she remarked, "This constant doting of mine on Radhu is a form of attachment, but I can sever it in this very moment by mere wish. I do not do so only out of compassion. How can Maya bind me?" Holy Mother's visions concerning Radhu gave her a reason to live and allowed her to resume her active life.
So this is the sign of master. The master of anything can do anything. I see, like you can see in circuses, the jokers come, they are actually masters, but they pretend that they don't know anything. After that, after a certain time, then they perform something which is extraordinary. So mother said that, I can be detached any moment. We cannot. We may talk. We may understand. But it is very difficult. If somebody says something, it hurts. So, this is Mayadhish, the master of Mahamaya. And it is because of compassion he or she keeps this body, mind for the good of people. Yes.
Life in Jairambati and Calcutta. Holy Mother made Jairambati her country residence from 1897 until she passed away in 1920. Although it was a remote place, hard to reach, ravaged by malaria, completely lacking city comforts with no markets nearby, still many devotees from far and near visited her there. This gave the villagers an opportunity to supplement their meager income by selling fruits, vegetables, fish, milk, and other articles to the devotees. In this manner, Holy Mother helped her poor village neighbors. She often felt suffocated by her restricted life in Calcutta, so she would go to Jairambati to relax. There she could happily move about freely among the simple villagers whom she had known from her childhood and who loved her. Moreover, she felt that she needed to look after her brothers' families.
Yeah, brother's family, not only that, many devotees came there. So, Holy Mother blessed that whole place. Sri Ramakrishna, most of the time lived in at Dakshineshwar. But Holy Mother preferred to go and live there. It's for the emancipation of lower people or even villagers, not always lower. So these are the, apparently it looks ordinary, but all these are extraordinary. We have to contemplate, we have to see, meditate, then we understand. Yes.
Swami Nikhilananda wrote, "Perhaps there was a deeper reason for her choosing her parental home as a place of residence. She thus taught the world how one could be burdened day and night with worldly responsibilities and at the same time lead a saintly life. Here she demonstrated that even the most humdrum duties of the world can be performed as spiritual acts."
Right. Go ahead.
Holy Mother was brought up in an extended family and she was the eldest child. Among her three uncles, little is known about two of them. The youngest uncle, Nil Madhav, was a bachelor and worked as a cook for a wealthy family in Paikpara, Calcutta. After his retirement, he settled in Jairambati. Since no other relative came forward to look after him in his old age, Holy Mother took responsibility for him and personally served him. On 14 February 1904, Holy Mother came to Calcutta with Radhu, Surabala, and Nil Madhav, residing in a rented house at 2/1 Bagbazar Street. Saradananda made special efforts to make the mother's life comfortable in Calcutta. A horse carriage owned by Nivedita's school was always ready for her use. Holy Mother used the carriage to go to the Ganges every day for her bath, and on holidays she visited the Maidan, the zoo, the museum, Kalighat, or some other places of interest.
Yeah,
The main purpose of these outings
is a central park like in New York there is the park, Central Park. Similarly in Calcutta also there is a big open space. There people come, people go there and play and do various activities. And Victoria Memorial also there. And externally monument, there is a big monument, and later they renamed it Shahid Minar. And also there is a zoological garden, and then is museum, the biggest collection in India, that is Indian museum, Indian museum. So all these, and Kalighat is the place for mother's worship. Like Dakshineshwar is later. Kalighat was constructed more, before that, earlier than Dakshineshwar, maybe 300 years old. So all these places she used to visit. Yeah.
The main purpose of these outings was to make her walk, as she had a slight limp due to rheumatism, which she had developed in Dakshineshwar. At the time of the chariot festival of Lord Jagannath, Holy Mother went to the Archanale ashrama of Devin Majumdar, a devotee of the Master, and enjoyed hearing the ashrama children sing. On Janmashtami, Krishna's birthday, She went with Lakshmi, Golapma, Nalini, and Radu to Kankurgachi Yogadhyan, where Ramakrishna's relics had been installed. At Swami Yoga Vinod's request, Holy Mother sat there till 6 o'clock in the evening and received devotees. She was very uncomfortable seated for such a long time in the hot weather, covered with a thick chadar or shawl. After returning to her residence, she mentioned this to Golapma, who generally guarded her under such circumstances.
Yeah, so see, Shardananji Maharaj was so considerate that she should walk. So that's why he used to arrange, Shardanand Maharaj used to arrange such trips. And not only it is to show her round, but through her it is spreading her grace. So that was the reason why she used to go to various places. And also on those occasions, people used to get opportunity to meet her. And Kakurgachi, when after the passing of Sri Ramakrishna, the ashes were collected, that in an urn. So Ram wanted to take to Kakurgachi, but direct disciples, monastic disciples, they decided to keep the greater portion in another urn and kept it with Balaram Bose. The other one, that means the previous one, went to Kakurgachi, and later now it is our ashram there. So that time they had some rift, but later it all amicably settled. Yes.
The saintly woman, Gopalma, lived in one of the rooms at Nivedita's school. She was then very old and ill, and Nivedita and a disciple named Kusum looked after her.
Okay, one thing. One is Golapma, another one is Gopalma. Not to confuse. Golapma is two companions. Mother had two companions, Joginma and Golapma. And Gopalma, mother of Gopal. Gopal means baby Krishna. So this is the lady who used to live in Panihati, and she used to come to see Sri Ramakrishna. So she was elderly. So Gopalma and Golapma is different, but here we are talking about Gopalma. Yes.
I know it is confusing.
Yeah. That's why I thought I should clarify. Yes.
As Gopalma considered Ramakrishna to be her son, Holy Mother respected her like a mother-in-law. Sometimes she visited this remarkable old woman. The mother also sent her food from her kitchen. In this last part of her life, Gopalma was not very aware of the outside world, but she was conscientious about performing japa with her rosary. She did not recognize most people, but when Holy Mother came to visit, she would feebly say, "Who is this? Is it Bauma, daughter-in-law? Please come and sit near me."
Okay, Bauma. Like in India we have various relations. Brothers are not only brothers. Elder brothers mean Dada, younger Bhai. Similarly, in a family, the daughter-in-law, so in Western world it's all daughter-in-law this way, and mother-in-law. But Bau Ma means mother, Bau means younger, what is that? That bride. So bride, mother, Bau Ma. So here, who is this? Is this Bauma? So very affectionate. Bauma is very affectionate. So please come and sit near me. Yes. It's very difficult to tell here. People won't understand. In India, there are lots of relations, maternal uncle and paternal uncle and maternal sister and lots of things. It's a complex thing. Even I also forget. Okay, right.
In 1904, Holy Mother did not go to Jairambati to attend the Jagadhatri Puja. Though she was reluctant to miss it, her household had grown so large that it was expensive to travel back and forth. Moreover, she had had several attacks of malaria in Jairambati. Her health was improving in Calcutta, so her devotees asked her to not make the trip. However, she sent everything needed for the worship through her brother Bharata and a devotee. Holy Mother was delighted to hear their description of the worship when they returned.
So master was, so mother was master. She was dictating everything and guiding everything, sitting there in Kolkata. Okay, not dictating, but like a good way to organize how to do it and what are the things required. So she would provide everything. Yes.
Pilgrimage to Puri. In November 1904, Holy Mother and some companions went on pilgrimage to Puri by train. Her party included her uncle Nilmadhav, Surabala, Radu, Lakshmi, Golapma, M's wife, Chunilal's wife, Kusum, Swami Premananda, her attendant Ashu, Trigunatitananda's brother, and a servant. A second-class car was reserved for the mother and her female companions. The three men went by an interclass car. The distance from Calcutta, excuse me, the distance from Calcutta to Puri is 300 miles. Holy Mother and her companions boarded the train in the evening and reached Puri the next morning. Most of the party stayed in Kshetravasi's Mutt, a guest house owned by Balaram's family that was near the Jagannath temple. Premananda stayed in Shashi Nikatan near the sea. When Holy Mother arrived in Puri, she went straight to see Lord Jagannath in his inner sanctuary as arranged by Balaram's family. They were wealthy and influential people in Orissa. Every morning, Holy Mother and her party visited the deity, and they also attended the evening Vesper services regularly. As she wished to hear of the glory and history of Lord Jagannath, a priest came one day to read to her from an ancient scripture. On this occasion, the Mahaprasad, cooked food that had been offered to Jagannath, was purchased from the temple stall and 50 priests were fed. The mother ate Jagannath's Mahaprasad every day in Puri.
So Mahaprasad means whatever offering is offered to Jagannath. So Prasad, Mahaprasad means great Prasad. So, like we have some grains, rice dried, and that one should take 2-3 of that grains. So once Sri Ramakrishna asked Narendranath that to increase devotion, one should take that Mahaprasad, that dried rice, a few dried rice. So Narendra doubted. How is it possible? It's all dirty. While drying, and in Jagannath, if you go there, all are sitting on the ground, and the leaf plate will be there, and then they are eating. Sometimes they fall also, but everybody takes care of it. So Narendra doubted, said, how is this possible? It's all dirty. Then Sri Ramakrishna argued, okay, do you believe that opium, little opium, that changes your bowel movement and your behavior pattern? Some effects are there. So Narendra had to accept. So if that is possible, why it is not possible? So Narendranath was convinced. And then after that he never argued. And Holy Mother went to inner court. That's very, very rare. Not everybody can go. But because of Balaram's family, they were influential. So they arranged everything. Uh, okay, so this is yeah, 300 miles. Now we have two centers there. And not only that, two centers. Another place mother went, Kothar. Balaram's uh, land. They were landlord, so a great chunk of land was there. But now there we have a center there also. So this way, wherever Holy Mother went, those places are now places of pilgrimage. And Mother visited more places than Sri Ramakrishna. Okay, go ahead.
In Puri, the mother developed an abscess on her foot. She suffered terribly, but would not consent to surgery. One day in the temple, someone pressed against her abscess and she cried out in pain. When Premananda learned of this, he brought a doctor the next day. The devotees bowed down to her that day as usual, and she sat with her face veiled as was her custom. The doctor also bowed down to her, holding his lancet ready. When he touched her foot, he quickly pierced the abscess with the lancet and left, saying, "Mother, please forgive me for my offense." Premananda was waiting outside. Holy Mother was very upset and scolded Ashu when he pressed the abscess to clear it out. However, this relieved the mother's pain immensely. Ashu washed the wound with a solution of margosa leaf and bandaged it. After a few days of care, she was fully cured. She then heartily blessed her sons.
Feel like this. Like a small child, mother was like that. Like small little children, they don't want to have injection. They will cry and run away. So like that. So it's all to bless people. Then another thing I wanted to say, that when one visits any temple, first one should go to temple, not to talk to others, but one should visit temple first. What we say, dhulopai. Dhulopai means, says that time people used to come walking, and lots of dust are there. Even not without washing those feet. Rather, go first to that shrine. That's why here I always ask, have you gone to shrine? Have you offered this? Oh, I forgot. So that should be the case. And Holy Mother did that. Okay, yes.
Holy Mother wanted to show her mother and her brother Kali Kumar the holy city of Puri. So one day she secretly sent Ashu to Jairambati to bring them. She did not want Surabala to know of this because she was very possessive and quarrelsome. It upset her when Holy Mother paid attention to her brothers and their wives. Ashu traveled to Jairambati via Vishnupur and conveyed the mother's wishes to Shyama Sundari and Kali Kumar. Both were elated and prepared to start the following day. Kali Kumar hired 2 bullock carts to bring his wife, 2 sons, and father-in-law. Sita Ram, a villager, asked Shyama Sundari if she could go with her on this pilgrimage, and she agreed. The group reached Puri the following day. When Surabala saw all these people, she was angry at Holy Mother. But the mother said, "Shall I live with you alone? Are they not my own relatives? I have brought you here, and I shall not bring my elderly mother."
So mother was considerate of all. So mother wanted to show her mother the Puri and Jagannath. This is a great pilgrimage that time. And there is Gaya, Gaya and Puri. Gaya, Kashi, Vrindavan and Puri. These are great place of pilgrimages. Pilgrimages. So her consideration for all, and also not like foolish. So how to avoid Shurawala and send Ashu, all these are very nice to hear. Okay.
Sorry, quick pronunciation question. Is it Shama Sundari?
Yeah. Shyama Sundari.
Shama Sundari. I have a
Shyama means
pronunciation.
Mother Kali, Shyama, and Sundari means beautiful. Beautiful Mother Kali, Shyama Sundari. See,
Thanks.
like the names have got beautiful meaning. So all the names. Nowadays, like Pappu, Mamu, or like this, has no meaning. But previously, or even today, most of the names are with full meaning, and also mostly divine meaning. Just to invoke divinity from that person, in that person. Yes.
Kali Kumar and his group visited Lord Jagannath and other important temples and returned to Jairambati after a few days. Shama Sundari stayed with Holy Mother. After Holy Mother recuperated from the abscess, her health improved. She bathed twice in the sea, regularly circumambulated the Jagannath temple, and visited the important places of Puri, the vast kitchen of Lord Jagannath, the Gundicha house of Jagannath, the Lakshmi Jala paddy field, Narendra Lake, the Govardhan monastery of Shankara, Swargadwar on the sea, and so on. Holy Mother was in a wonderful mood, and she related many stories of the old days to her companions. She and her party returned to Calcutta in late January 1905, and after a few days there, Shama Sundari returned to Jairambati.
So now we have two centers there. One that is near the Sargadwar or Chakratirtha, and another near the temple. And now it was previously crowded. Now government has taken steps and cleared all the obstacles. Now people go around the temple, circumambulate, and also we have Vimala Devi, Mother's another manifestation, Mother Kali's manifestation. We have a priest there whose predecessors, even today. So they keep the record. If you go there, they'll tell who came from your family. So they have their computers, like, not computer, register. But they know all about, yeah, that place, your father came, or your great-grandfather came, like that, they would say. And bathing sea is also very important in Puri Jagannath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed many years there. And Gundicha Badi is one of the place where Sri Krishna Chaitanya used to live. And nowadays Ratha Yatra, on 7th there will be Ratha Yatra. So that time great festivity happens there. Before that, I explained in one talk, one thing is called Chandan Yatra. After the war of Mahabharata, Sri Krishna had a terrible headache. Everything is his Leela, so naturally headache also is. So to remove that, people said, please apply sandal paste. So that is Chandan Yatra. And then comes Snan Yatra, to wash off all the Chandan, so Snan Yatra. And now after that, this is called Rath Yatra, the car festival. At that time, Sri Krishna, that Jagannath, he goes on 3 chariots to his aunt's house, Mashir Badi. But I understand it's because to maintain the big temple. Otherwise, it's difficult because all the time people are coming and going. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stand, there is a stamba, Garuda stamba. He's put his hand and would look, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami, Bhavatumi. So that place, even he became so hot that his fingerprints are also there. So all these are very, apparently it looks like impossible, but many things happen, which looks impossible, but those are possible, and especially on such presence of such great one. Okay, we'll stop here. So, Akshay?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if something happens, so it is will of God or result of our karma.
If something happens, then what is it?
Then is it the will of God or result of our karma?
Loss. You said what is left? Loss.
Like, is it the will of God or
Oh,
result of
will of
our
Lord.
karma?
Okay. Is it the will of Lord or your karma? This is a conflict. The fatalist would say everything is written. But there is another view that is called Purushartha, self-effort. Self-effort. So actually it is whatever you see. Something is there who guides. Now 5 factors are there. For any action, 5 factors are there. So first is Adhishthan. Adhishthan means a place. Like this body is our Adhishthan. 5. Like if you want to start a business, there should be an office. Then there should be an officer, Karta. Adhishthanam tatha Karta. So office is there, officers are also there, but there is no instrument, no typewriter, no telephone, no computer. Or if you are opening a garage, you have no wrenches, all instruments which are required. So then it cannot function. So we need place, office, and then comes Karta, the doer, officer. Then comes instrument by which he will function. Otherwise he cannot function. Without instrument, without pen you cannot write. If you go for examination, an examiner says, no, you give me your pen back. Then you say, sir, how can I write? The instruments are required, right? Say, I am talking, this is my instrument. Now, Adhishthanam tatha kartha karanam cha pritak vidam. Various kinds of instrument. Then vividhascha pritak chesta. Chesta means effort should be there. If you open an office and you engage an officer, you give lots of instruments, but there is no effort. The office will not function. They have to do something, right? Chesta. But there is another factor, it's called Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. Daiva is the 5th one. So Chesta and Daiva, they go hand in hand. What is Daiva? Daiva here we can take, say, system or the order. Say if you go to see any machine, there must be a system. Then it works. Say computer. Now you see here, you are thinking that we are conversing without that instrument. This is instrument also. This is a what is that called? Ecosystem that it maintains. It has some um, protocol. It has some protocol. Its system does it. Okay. What about God? God himself will not do. He is the mastermind. On him everything will happen. But he does not do anything. न कर्तृत्वम न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभु न कर्म फल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते स्वभाव by its own way he has ordained, in his presence all ordination comes, but he is not direct doer. So God does not do, then who does it? The system does it. Say, who is taking my words to you? Say, words are being say impulses are being um, translated into impulses, electrical impulses. Then it is converted to data, 0001, 11100 like this. And then it is going to California. And then from California it is going to India. And then you are also saying something, so it is coming back to me. I can see you. So this is the system it is working. All this happens in presence of God. So people loosely say, God is doing everything. But God has made an order. In that order things happen. Where effort is also there, chesta, and daiva. Daiva means the ecosystem is also there. So in this, it happens. Say like this, if you go to movie, it doesn't happen in open field. For this, there should be a house which is dark, and there is sound system, there is a video system. Then only you can see a movie. Suppose you want to make a painting. So there should be oil and some principle by which you have to paint. Where it should be shady, where it should be bright. Similarly, so all these things is like principle, the instrument, etc. This has all these 5 functions. But Atman never involved. In its presence everything happens. It's very difficult to understand. We say loosely, by God's will everything is happening. By mother's will. Mother, when she is in the system, then it happens. Mother, what we say mother? Mother, Brahman, in the mode of creating, preserving and destroying, things happen. So we can say this way, that by mother's will it happens, or it happened. But mother has created this system. If you put your finger in fire, what will happen? It will burn. So mother will not come and to burn your finger. But she made a system. So that is Daiva. So your finger will be burnt by the system. It is not directly mother will come. So if you do something good, yes, good thing will happen. This is in the system. But all these are happening because of her presence. So the mother is the greater field. It's like a screen, or that you are painting something, so that background. Right? But you have to paint. That effort should be there. So this is a conflict. People have that conflict, and that those fatalists will say, no, everything happens by the fate. That graha, big, various planets, they influence us. If that is there, then same planets in the same time, many people are taking birth, but all doesn't become one. So your effort also should be there, and the system also should be there, and behind all this, presence of mother should be there. Mother means Sagun Brahma, Sagun Brahma, who is creating, preserving, and destroying. Who sometimes we also say Mahamaya. So because without her nothing can happen. So ultimately we can say, okay, it's happening by the will of mother. Make sense? So effort, self-effort and purushartha, both go hand in hand. Okay, we'll stop here. Of course, it is as you grow gradually, again the same question will come, and again we have to go through this. But Gita says this. What I quoted is from Gita. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Another thing is called grace. So when we pray, what happens? That's also kind of self-effort. Mother, I am in difficulty, please help me. Please save me. So since mother is the superior, mother's grace also are showered. So that is also there. It's not that always, it's all mechanical. That if you are, say, if you are in a school, college, so you pay some fees, but suppose you cannot pay, what do? You apply. That's your self-effort. And then there is a system. The headmaster or principal will tell you, okay, we'll give 50% help. So that's also there. It's called grace. But we should not be idle, not to put our effort. Rather, we should put our effort, and then whatever is beyond control, say this, all mother's will. Mother wants, it's fine. If suffering is there, say suppose some disease is there. So because all the system is her, so because of that the suffering also comes. Without her nothing happens. So that way we can say. But this is very subtle distinction, so you have to not to be idle, rather you have to put your effort and then depend on mother. And whatever happens, take it as her will. Sometimes suffering, sometimes by her grace we'll have some respite also. Okay? Thank you.
So
Namaskar, Jai Maha. Namaste.
Pranam Swamiji. Thank you.
Jai Maha.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste.
Jai Ma.
Jai Maha. Mother is supreme.